was that, Rico?
Love it, love it. He's such an amazing character, and I would say a better fighter, but no, I think his character is way better than his fighting, because that's almost impeccable. But his fighting is so insanely good. He's so fast, and that's what I need.
I mean, this is like new territory for me. These guys are all used to it, so I'm just trying to keep up. It's good. I like it.
Yeah. Well, I remember the first time you did this.
That's the first, but that was over a year ago.
Yeah.
I'm revisiting a year later, so once a year. I'm just saying once a year. Good though.
Rico Verhoeven just brought in UFC heavyweight King Tom Aspinall to help prepare for Oleksandr Usyk, and now this fight is starting to feel very real. They are coming from two completely different fighting worlds, yet they adapt to each other's styles, and Tom reveals Rico is in the best shape of his life.
I think he made his game, and of course we both also have our ego. He's the UFC champion, I'm the kickboxing champion, so we both want to show like, yo, we're on top of our game, but not with the bad vibes of an ego. We just both try to perform at the best of our capabilities, and yeah, I love it. So happy he's here.
Welcome to Holland.
Love it. That's what I'm here for. No, it's good stuff. Rico's like so elite with everything. And he's absolutely unbelievable kicker, and it's not something that you can kick. You can't kick that much in MMA, so I'm not used to it as much. His timing is fantastic. He's in great form.
As they train together, the world is now seeing the new techniques Rico Verhoeven is using to sharpen his boxing and prepare for the masterful skill set of Oleksandr Usyk. With Peter Fury leading Rico's camp for the Oleksandr Usyk fight, there's clear mutual respect in the team and full belief in the process, as Fury says Rico Verhoeven is turning into a beast. Even Dennis Crowell says Peter Fury is sharpening a major part of Rico Verhoeven's game by improving his footwork, jab, and overall boxing pedigree ahead of Oleksandr Usyk. But Tom Aspinall has to say after revisiting Rico Verhoeven ahead of the Oleksandr Usyk fight, the new technology-driven training methods helping Rico adapt to elite boxing have left Tom genuinely amazed.
Thoughts so far?
Yeah, I like it. Insane.
You're going across the ring, will you?
Yep, get some of these.
You'll be able to manage the technology though?
Yeah.
Throw that card to the butt. Wat was het? 25, 35. We got one. Sorry. Go back, Tom!
Blending new techniques for this fight, Rico Verhoeven has the perfect sparring partner in Tom Aspinall, and by taking shots from a heavyweight UFC champion, he's making sure he becomes an Iron Chin version of himself, ahead of Oleksandr Usyk.
I'll go for it. There you go. Oh, we're skipping 10? Because that was...
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Go.
Yeah, it takes too long. Alright, here we go.
Woo! Get tickles.
That's tickling. Alright.
70? 70. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Giving is not bad. The giving is not bad.
Not too bad. Right. 70, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Same spot.
Oh, yep, it's starting to get red.
That was good.
It's starting to get red. Exactly the same spot.
This camp is turning into a unique mix of MMA and kickboxing expertise, and the final result could be exactly what fans want to see when Rico Verhoeven finally steps into the ring with Oleksandr Usyk on fight night.
It isn't about that.
How is it to train with a kickboxer like Rico, coming from MMA?
Yeah, well, it's definitely different to MMA, but it's all good practice. Rico's training with Rico for a long time now, so I'm not here all the time, but when I do come, I feel like I've got a lot to learn, that's for sure.
Training with the champion, no joke.
On the other side, Oleksandr Usyk is leaving no stone unturned, pushing himself beyond the limit with intense strength and conditioning work to make sure that when he steps into the ring with Rico Verhoeven, he's fully prepared to remind everyone what a true boxing genius looks like.
10 seconds.
Then comes a surprising moment when Rico Verhoeven openly says in an interview that he would actually break boxing rules and throw kicks at Oleksandr Usyk if he could. He knows it's not allowed in this fight, but his comment shows how much his kickboxing instinct is still there. It also adds a new layer of tension as fans wonder how he will control that style inside a boxing ring.
He's a cruiserweight that came up to heavyweight. So, and I was 16, I was weighing 100 kilos. So I could never drop down to cruiser because I'm just too big. He's one of the best to ever done it. Technical, a perfect, kind human being. So no, I love it. If everything goes south, I'll just throw a high kick in the 8th or 9th round. It's logical because they do not know me. They do not know the story. They do not know who I am. So it's up to me to give them a little bit of context, like how what I've done within the kickboxing sport. The WBC also has a Muay Thai kickboxing division, so they understand my credentials, and that's how this fight came about.
Rico Verhoeven argues that Oleksandr Usyk is naturally a cruiserweight who stepped up to heavyweight, while he himself is a true natural heavyweight. In his view, that physical difference could become a key factor in the fight. Rico even explains that using a high kick would make sense in his original fighting logic, even though he knows it's not allowed in this boxing match.
And that's how they sanctioned it. And then again, they can still be critical, but it's not up to me. It's just like, I take it as it comes.
According to Rico Verhoeven, he is stepping in with full intent to hurt Oleksandr Usyk badly. He believes that once his heavy punches start landing clean, Usyk won't be able to stay on his feet and will eventually go down under the pressure.
From the first bell, what are you going to do?
Knock his head off. That's what I'm going to do. I'm, like I said, I'm like 55 pounds heavier. Yeah. So as soon as I hit him, it's going to be something different.
You're going to knock his head off?
Of course.
I think he's only been knocked down once. He's never been knocked, and that was a low blow. He's never been knocked down. You're going to have to go some, Rico.
Oh, what an opportunity I have here. I'm going to shock the world in front of the pyramids in this crazy scene. It's like, oh my God, I love it. I love it. That's why I'm so excited.
I mean, tell me about your punch power. What is your knockout capacity? I mean, you can see Usyk in front of you.
I'm always like very calculated.
Rico Verhoeven says kickboxing often held him back from fully showing his boxing skills, but this fight with Oleksandr Usyk finally gives him the chance to prove how strong and effective he can be as a pure boxer.
But yeah, when I connect, I connect. Like I said, there's a lot of weight behind these punches. So yeah, of course, within the kickboxing sport, I was used to just throwing the kicks and doing my thing. But now we get the opportunity to use the hands more. So Peter is like, oh, he's like crazy excited. He's like, finally, because we've been throughout all these years, we've been debating so much because he's like, yo, Rico, you got to do a little bit more of this. You got to. I said, Pete, I can't because within kickboxing, that doesn't work. And now he's like, okay, I can teach you boxing to box. So
But
now
Rico,
I just gotta listen and I can debate it.
Rico Verhoeven speaks with full confidence, saying he has already knocked out many fighters with similar size and style in kickboxing. He believes that coming from a different sport is not a disadvantage at all against Oleksandr Usyk, but instead gives him an extra edge and unpredictability in the fight.
Until now, mate, correct me if I'm wrong, Simon, there's really been no boxer who has fully tested Oleksandr Usyk. If they can't, how can you? When this is a different discipline.
I know, but like I said, what an opportunity I have, right, to show. And I know I understand where the doubt is coming from. And they're like, hey, it's a different discipline, but like, I'm a fighter, like I'm a born fighter. So this is what I bring.
I mean, you're supremely confident. I was watching you talking to Simon during the break. I mean, you can't. He's not short in confidence, Simon.
Because he wins everything.
Are you worried that you might get embarrassed on the night over in Egypt?
No. Why? Because
it's Usyk, Rico.
I know, but he's a for me. I totally understand where you're coming from, but to me, like I've been fighting, like I said, my whole life, and then within the sport of kickboxing, I've been facing all these guys.
The reason behind this unusual step becomes clearer as Rico Verhoeven is quietly building himself toward the biggest clash with the unified heavyweight boxing champion of the world, Oleksandr Usyk. Every decision in his camp now seems focused on preparing for that level, showing that this is not just training, but a long-term plan for a serious showdown.
Because I can become boxing world champion. Because this belt, the WBC belt, has been held by Muhammad Ali, by Mike Tyson, and in a couple of months, Rico Verhoeven is going to be added to that list.
Even if we have a rest, we stand. We don't need a rest. We'll keep going.
While many fans assumed Rico Verhoeven would stick to classic boxing trainers, he shocked everyone by sparring with Tom Aspinall, a fighter known for mixing punches, kicks, and knees in ways pure boxers never see. That bold choice instantly divided the combat sports community, with one side praising the creativity and the other questioning if it truly prepares him for a boxing fight against Oleksandr Usyk. Tom Aspinall joined Rico Verhoeven in camp to help recreate the awkward footwork and constant pressure of Oleksandr Usyk. Aspinall knew no pure boxer could fully replicate Usyk's hybrid movement. Having already sparred elite names like Tyson Fury, Verhoeven understood the value of this setup. Together, they focused on distance control, sharp feints, and attacking from unpredictable angles.
No lazy. Wrestler. No, I know.
How was that, Rico?
Love it. Love it. He's such a amazing character, and I would say a better fighter, but no, I think his character is way better than his fighting, because that's almost impeccable. But his fighting is so insanely good. He's so fast, and that's what I need.
You could see it was like a mutual respect, like a game of chess, that you both respect each other's arts.
100%.
Yeah.
So we touch each other,
Yeah.
and sometimes it's a good touch, but it's not with bad intention. Just like, yo, you're open.
Yeah.
You're open. And of course, even though that touch could be like fatal in the training, could give you a knockdown or whatever, but it's not with bad intention. It's all with the right mindset. Yo, I see that opening. Let me see if I can work with that.
Rico Verhoeven says he has never felt more prepared, claiming this intense boxing-focused camp has transformed him into a completely different fighter. He believes the work has reshaped him into someone capable of challenging Oleksandr Usyk. With every sparring round, combination drill, and tactical adjustment, his confidence keeps growing. In his own words, he is no longer just a kickboxer, but a real problem Usyk will have to solve.
What an opportunity, and what a backdrop. The pyramids of Giza. I mean, the O2 is cool, but wow, will that be mega. Obviously live on DAZN as well. So what are you doing now in the next few weeks for prep?
Yeah, training my ass off. So really putting in so much work, because it's a huge transition. It's where we're going from kickboxing to boxing. We're going from 5 championship rounds to 12. So like the transition is, yeah, incredible. It's so big. And for me now, doing this and like just jumping into it even deeper than I already did, it's like submerging myself in into something new.
Rico Verhoeven describes the upcoming fight as even more exciting than kickboxing, saying boxing feels like an art form to him and the ring is a blank canvas for what he calls his masterpiece. He believes he has a lot to show and even more to prove against Oleksandr Usyk. While most people expect a predictable result, Rico insists he is coming to deliver a shock and create something truly unforgettable.
And now I really even more feel like the boxing sport is like art.
For sure.
It's like normally it's high pace, 5 rounds, pop, 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 and it's over. Now it's like 12 rounds. You get like all this time to paint this masterpiece.
Let's hope you get all that time.
Oh, I hope so. I hope so. Because if I touch him, I drop him right away. So, but let's hope we get like the full 12 rounds and have fun with it.
However, Hamza Shiraz fired back strongly, calling Rico Verhoeven's warning nothing more than delusional trash talk, and claimed the kickboxer won't leave the fight on his own feet, saying he will be completely erased the moment a real punch from Oleksandr Usyk lands clean.
Listen, I think he's going to get absolutely ironed out. That's the truth. Like, I don't want to be disrespectful. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but you're fighting Oleksandr Usyk. You know what I mean? Someone who's beat Joshua, beat Fury, not only once but twice. And it's too much of an ask. You know what I mean? He has got a puncher's chance. We all have, but whether that chance will actually come to fruition, I don't really think it will.
On the other hand, Wade shows little respect for the so-called mastery of Oleksandr Usyk. He openly says he wants Rico Verhoeven to completely embarrass him in the ring, believing it would send a strong message to boxing. In his view, it could force the sport to rethink and possibly shut down these crossover fights for good after such a result.
I almost want Rico Verhoeven to come in and just absolutely starch Usyk. You know why? Because then it would teach boxing a lesson about playing with his food. It would. And Francis Ngannou was this close to doing it, but boxing still hasn't learned. They need to be buried, and I mean in humiliating fashion, so that they learn their lesson about doing these kind of events, because one, you're setting your product up to have this big showing, like, look at how much better we are at boxing than everyone that doesn't box. Who cares? And two, you're giving these people that work their entire life for opportunities for a championship a spit in the face to go and play circus fight. Someone said, is that Mams Taylor? Is that Mams Taylor? Here we go.
At the same time, Rico Verhoeven is fully aware of Oleksandr Usyk's strengths, but believes he can turn things in his favor by using his size advantage and unique kickboxing skill set to constantly disrupt and trouble him throughout the fight.
Asking, I don't know the answer to this question. What is Usyk's advantage?
I think yeah, he has like a backpack full of advantage, maybe a U-Haul full of advantages. He's been in there like for years and years, so he's used to the 12 rounds. He's lighter, so his cardio is going to be most likely way better than mine. He's been boxing his whole life, so his technique is going to be better. Like I said, he is lighter, so his movement and his footwork is going to be better. So it's like it's a Rubik's Cube. That's what it is.
Behind Rico Verhoeven stands veteran trainer Peter Fury, who believes he is building him into a fighter capable of challenging Oleksandr Usyk. He even suggests a win here would be bigger than Tyson Fury's famous victory over Klitschko. However, Fury also makes it clear that Verhoeven is not just a kickboxer stepping in without skill, stressing that he can genuinely box at a high level.
Look, this is no easy task. You know, this is Usyk is like in a Rubik's cube. Look, I respect Usyk, a lot of respect. Rico's got it. He's got it all to do there because it's another sport. It's a different sport altogether from what he's doing. Although he's been doing the boxing, and he knows the boxing pretty well, it's still his sport is not boxing. So this is a transition he's got to make, but it's one that he's looking forward to, and it's one that, to be honest, it's one that I'm looking forward to because I like big challenges, and that's what this is. So I'm excited about it.
Rico Verhoeven has built a long-standing training history over 15 years, often sparring experienced heavyweights like Hughie Fury. That deep foundation has shaped his approach and given him real exposure to elite boxing pressure. It is this consistency and experience that his team believes changes everything as he prepares for a high-level challenge against Oleksandr Usyk.
He's as good a fighter as anybody he's been in the ring with. Trust me on it. He's been around me a long time, Rico. Rico can box. He's not an idiot by any stretch of imagination. You know, he'll give a good account of himself. Don't worry about that.
Peter Fury believes this fight would rank as the biggest heavyweight upset in history, even greater than Tyson Fury's win over Klitschko in 2015. He points out that Rico Verhoeven is mainly a kickboxer with just one professional boxing fight, making the challenge against Oleksandr Usyk like climbing Mount Everest. Still, Fury says Rico is serious, not just here for money, and sees a knockout as his best chance, while warning that chasing power shots could backfire badly.
We've got Mount Everest to climb. But listen, he's coming, he's going to try his best, and that's it. For me to sit here and say, oh, I'm going to do this, going to do that, I'm not an idiot. You know, been in boxing too long. But he'll give a good account of himself. And he's not coming to lose, he's coming to win. And he believes he can. So my job is to get him to do stuff to see if he can bridge that gap, but there's a big bridge.
So the stage is set. Experience against raw power, boxing genius against a fearless crossover challenger. But the real question is simple. Can Rico Verhoeven shock the world against Oleksandr Usyk, or will boxing prove why it is the ultimate test of skill? Drop your prediction in the comments and let us know who you think wins, and make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more updates like this.